This video is to provide an overview of the argument essay project thesis and outline worksheet assignment, which is based on a worksheet that I posted on Blackboard, which is included in this video. So the purpose here is one, to give you a sense of well, most importantly, to give you a sense of what you need to submit for this assignment, for this thesis and outline assignment, and then to give you kind of an idea of how to use the worksheet. So first of all, there are 7 pages to the worksheet. So page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the work that you will need to do, the work that you need to submit, that work can be found on pages 3 and page 7. So these are the pages that you essentially need to turn in work for. Now, as I wrote in the submission spot, you can either do this, print this out, write it in by hand, and then take a picture and upload a picture of those 2 pages, or you can type out the answers on in a document and upload it that way. But those are the things that we need to look at. So now let's look at what that actually entails, and I'll take you through the worksheet a little bit. So page 1 of the worksheet gives you a good overview and outline of the essay. So again, this assignment is for you to outline your essay response to the prompts that I have given you on the overprotective parenting prompt. So this gives you a good visual of what that looks like, what the structure will look like, and giving you a sense of, okay, introduction, body, conclusion, and then body paragraphs and how they fit in, and sort of a structure there. So it's worth taking your time to look at that and understand how that works. Now the second page of the worksheet is basically a sample essay. It's about school uniforms. It's a fairly simple essay. It doesn't use sources. It's not a source-based essay, so it's not the perfect sample for us, but it does follow the basic argument essay structure. So that's what you should be looking for when you read this. Look for the structure of it and use that as a model. But know that you need to look other places to see how to integrate sources effectively. Now, page 3 is the one that I said you have to turn in something. So basically, I want you to go through these questions. There are 8 questions here, and just write out your responses to them. These are based on the reading of that previous sample essay. The goal here is just to make sure that you're understanding the structure of it, that you're actually looking for the structure, and that you can use that to your benefit as you go on to write your own essay. So you do need to, this is work on this page that you will need to complete to get credit for this assignment. Again, you can write the answers. You can write the answers by hand and take a picture of that, or you can upload a document with your typed out answers. So that's page 3. Pages 4 and 5, I'm gonna just basically cross off for us. They're just giving you ideas of potential topics you could use and how those might work. Since we're all using the same topic because we want to use the same articles, it doesn't really apply. The same thing is somewhat true for page 5, so I would not really worry about anything on there. You could use the part up here as sort of a help just to see how they would do it for a different topic. But again, it's not particularly relevant for us. Page 6 is not something I have you turn in because there's a lot of ways you can kind of go about this. I would suggest doing it though. I think it would be very helpful. So you would essentially you'd start off by, okay, essay topic. All of us are doing overprotective parenting, as was discussed in both the articles. Also, helicopter parenting is another term. I would suggest, your thesis, and then you can go in sort of the pros and cons of this. It's useful to have a nice chart to kind of list out those things. It would be very helpful when you actually outline your essay, and then very helpful when you actually write it. Now this is page 7, and this is where I would say the most important piece is, because this is where I want, first of all, you're going to need to turn this part in, and what I want to see here is sort of a structure for your essay. So I do want you to go and do all the parts that are listed here, but most importantly are going to be things like thesis statement. Like I'm definitely going to look at that and make sure we're on the right track with that. The key reasons that you have in here are going to be really important, because I want to see the structure. And I would like to get a sense of some of the evidence that you have plotted out. So this could be, textual evidence from the articles, I think would be helpful, or just a brief sort of snippet of a personal anecdote that you might be using to support that particular point. You obviously don't have to write out the entire thing. This is an outline, but just a sense of what that would be particularly helpful. I would like you also to, to complete this whole thing, but to look at the counter argument piece. So this is basically where you provide what the other side will say in response to your thesis, and then try to come up with sort of a way to respond to that opposing argument there. So it's a lot more, and I would recommend you look at some of the other resources on that as well. But it's a useful tactic to practice, and I do want us to practice that. So that's basically it for this overview. The basic idea here is that I want you to look through basically the entire worksheet, kind of go through it, work through that piece, with the exception of maybe pages 4 and 5 may not be particularly useful. But everything else, I think it would be useful to kind of go through the entire thing. But what I want submitted, what I want to see is page 3, which is a response to the sample essay, and then page 7, which is an outline of your own essay. And that for me is the most important part, because I want to be able to see that you're heading in the right direction for the essay draft, which is coming up.